Would you like to live to be 100 years old? Wouldn't that be great? Do you know that that's actually possible? If you live the way that God has designed you to live, we could live a lot longer than the, 72, 78 years that we're living right now. My name is Jim Reynolds, and I'm with Ultimate Mission. So Ultimate Mission is a missionary training organization that trains missionaries all over the world to meet the needs of people in their community. And a lot of times that's by health. So who I have today with me is Lynette Holm. And Lynette is did I say that name right? Lynette Holmes. Okay.
No, Holm.
No, Holm. Okay, we're getting it right. Lynette Holm, and she is a registered nurse that has also been a missionary in Ethiopia. You lived there for 7 years, right?
Sure, that's correct.
Yes, and you trained in health and nutrition in Ethiopia, as well as you were part of a clinic there where you delivered babies and everything else, right?
Well, I graduated from nursing just a few months before my husband and got married, just a few months before my husband and I left for Ethiopia. So I was already a nurse, and that was very helpful.
Oh, very good. And then you've done some nutrition training here in the U.S.
Yes.
With Adventist Health.
Yes.
So today we're going to talk about creation. So what is creation, Lynette? What is this whole idea of creation as far as it goes with nutrition?
Well, God created us, and He created our whole world. And I think it's really important that in the word creation, we have some of the fundamentals for living a long life, 100 years or whatever. Who knows how many years it'll be by the time we get old here. We're not old yet.
No. I'm not old.
And so what I've done is, and other people have done, is to take the word creation and spell out the letters. So it's really an acronym. And so C stands for choice. We have a choice in our whole lives. To live a healthy life is a choice. Mm-hmm. And then R stands for rest and recreation. And that's really important. We should get 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. And then E is for our environment. And that means that we need fresh air, we need clean water, we need sanitation, all these things that give us a clean environment. And then A is for activity, and it's really important that we get exercise and do the things that our body needs to keep moving and to keep healthy. And then T is standing for temperance and also trust in God. Temperance is being temperate in things like not drinking alcohol and not smoking. And then trust in God. And I is for interpersonal relationships. We all need friends. We need somebody that we can talk to, somebody who will listen to us. This is really important for a healthy, long life. And O is for outlook, and it's been proven that people who are optimistic are people who will live longer. So it's good to be optimistic.
I'll have a chance then.
Yeah, you do.
The glass is always half full with me.
I would say that you are an optimist, yes. And then I think one of the most important is nutrition. And nutrition can make the difference between health and disease in our lives.
So why is trust in God part of that? I mean, you have that listed under the T.
Well, in the Bible, in 1 John 4:8, it tells us that God is love. And, what better thing is there than love in our lives? And God gives us this. He is love. And also in John 10:10, it says that God wants the best for us. He doesn't want just so-so life. He wants the best life for us. And we can have that through a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah. So you also include water in this.
Well, our bodies are 60 to 70% water. So it is really important that we get water. Not only on the inside, all of our body organs need it, and our brain has the most water of any of the organs of our body.
So can I think better if I drink more water?
Yeah, if you are a student and you're taking classes, if you'll get a drink of water before you take a test, you'll score better.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so I should have taken water before I did this interview then.
Yeah.
Maybe I could look smarter. I could always use that.
But we also need water on the outside. We need to clean our bodies every day. We need to also have clean clothing. So water is very important in our lives.
So what about if your only source of water is contaminated? I know people that I've seen them take water out of ponds with water buffalo swimming in them. And,
Yeah.
and then there's some people even in the United States that have lead in their water. So what do we do if water is contaminated?
Well, in Africa, what I did, I lived there for 7 years. I had to boil my water before I drank it.
Okay.
And I also put it through a filter. And I know that that's hard for everybody, but it really is important to have clean water to drink. Otherwise, you'll get sick and maybe your children will die. So it's very important that the water that's used for drinking is either boiled, there's tablets that you can put in the water, and there's also other methods there's straws of life, there's different things that can give you clean water. And so it's really important that you go get the water, and then you have to treat it before you actually drink it. What other methods do you know?
Well, so what we use, we use them by the thousands, is something called a Maudie Drop, which is a 2-ounce ceramic tablet. You can get that at ultimatemission.net. You can get it online on my website. And Maudie Drop will keep a family of 5 in clean water for an entire year.
And is it expensive?
No, it's $14.95. For one tablet. And
wow.
That tablet, yeah, you just put it in a 5-gallon bucket of water and you can use it over and over. 365 days you can use it, and it has a perpetual shelf life. And then we also use something called a WAPI, which is a water pasteurization indicator. And so it's on this stainless steel line, and it's got wax in it, and you put it in the water, because water doesn't have to actually boil to be clean to drink.
That's right. You can pasteurize it. And
right.
That is actually, I know the person who developed the WAPI, and I know that he was using the principle of pasteurization, which Louis Pasteur came up with many years ago.
So there's several different methods. The point being is you need to do it. It is important to have clean water. Now, there's people that have to carry their water a long ways. So, I mean, how does that play into this?
It's part of life. I'm really sorry, because there are many wells being dug throughout Africa, and if I lived in a village in Africa, I would do everything I could to get somebody to come to my village and dig a well. Yeah, I sure would. I've been to some African villages where they have gotten a well, and especially the women. They're the ones who often have to carry the water. They're dancing and having just a great time, because this is their water. Their life has changed immensely, because now they can spend more time at home with their children instead of walking a couple miles to go get the water.
Oh, water is heavy. Yes. Yeah, no thank you. So tell me, we look at creation, we look at the acronym creation and everything it means. Now, did God really tell us what we should, the things that we should do in order to have a healthy life?
Well, you know what? He actually did. And I'm going to just have you look at this Bible here. I have it actually on my iPhone. I'm going to read to you. It's in Leviticus 11 that God gave us instructions. And it's here that he tells us that you can eat any animal. But I want to just remind you that when God created Adam and Eve in the garden, he said you can eat anything from the trees. So that would be nuts, and it would be fruit. And so then when Adam and Eve left the garden, then they were to till the ground, and then they would get the grains and the vegetables. But it wasn't until after the flood that actually they were eating animals.
Right.
There wasn't anything on the earth to eat. And so God gave them some instruction, and he said, you may eat any animal that has a divided hoof and chews the cud. There are some that only chew the cud or only have a divided hoof, but you must not eat them. The camel, though it chews the cud, does not have a divided hoof, and it's ceremonially unclean for you. And then he says that the rabbit, though it chews the cud, does not have a divided hoof and is unclean. And then what about pigs? Pigs have a divided hoof, but they don't chew their cud.
But cows and deer and elk and sheep and goats, those all have divided hoof. Those are all good to eat.
Yes, and they chew their cud. But now you must look at fish too, because in verse 9 it says, of all the creatures living in the water, of the seas and the streams, you may eat those that have fins and scales. So what about catfish?
Nope, no fins and scales on catfish, no fins and scales on crab. I used to like to eat crab, but after I read what God said, I stopped eating some of the shellfish and everything. But I still enjoy my salmon and tuna and trout and things like that, because there's a lot of things that you can eat if you want to eat fish. But but some of the fish that are filters, with the water filters, like the clams and things like that, and then the shrimp and the crab and the bottom feeders, God said, sturgeon, God said, nah, probably not.
Yeah.
That's not what we.
That's right.
And that is the
there's a
beautiful
reason,
part.
just like you said, they're the bottom feeders.
Right.
And the same with the pigs. You know, they eat all the leftovers. There's really not much nutrition for them.
Right. And well, the bottom line when I decided to change my diet was I realized that God is the creator, and God is the one that created us. And if He gave me instructions on, just like if I have instructions for my car, right? If I look up the owner's manual and it says to put 1030 oil in it, that's the oil I'm putting in it. And so it's the same thing with this. This is my instruction manual that God has given me as the creator. And so I just look at that, and that is part of the way to have long life. And the fun part about this is science is coming to agreement what God said thousands of years ago.
That's absolutely true. And there's many health studies done, and it shows that well, even vegetarians, the more you eat God's original diet, the better your health will be. But it doesn't mean that you can't eat these other things.
Right.
He did approve of it. And
Yes.
Jesus, when He was on earth, did eat fish.
He did eat fish. Yes, He did.
But we have to be, you know, take care of our bodies. Our bodies are the temple of God.
Yes, yeah. And so, you know, Adam lived like 930 years. I mean, how does this all work out? The people before the flood, wow, they lived for a long time. And even people after the flood, you look at Abraham, and he lived, like 147 years.
But
I don't know exactly, but yes.
But it's nothing like Adam, who lived 930 years. You are right. And so, and today, what is our lifespan? It's about 90 point...
90?
No, 72. Okay.
Some of us lived to 90, but not all. Matter of fact, I just seen a guy that had his 91st birthday yesterday, and he was doing really well. But boy, not all of us get that fortunate.
Okay. The average in the whole world, I had to look this up, is 72.6 years.
For the world average.
For the world, not just the United States.
Right.
And so that is... that's not anything like what Adam lived.
Yeah.
So we have polluted our world, and we have also we've taken a lot of good food like wheat, and we take all the nutrients out of it and give you white flour. So we have kind of spoiled God's food.
Yeah. So this is actually the first of 5 different videos that we're making on nutrition and health. So I hope that you can join us for these other videos. And Lynette, did you have anything you wanted to close with before we let everybody go?
Yes, I just want to tell you what the benefits, besides living a longer life, we can have a life that it has less disease, cancer, heart disease, strokes, diabetes, all of these things that tend to shorten our lives. So God did give us this for a reason, and besides that, people who eat healthy are happier.
Oh, yes, and we all love to be happier, healthier, and the whole works, yes.
Right.
So, hey, if you want to live to 100 years old, the possibility is there. So just follow the diet that God gave us, and exercise, nutrition, whole wheats, fruits, nuts, vegetables.
Sleep.
Yes. So, hey, thank you very much. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you'll watch the next 4 that we're going to do as well. So God bless, and have a great day. And by the way, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button underneath, and you can see more of a lot of videos we're putting out on health. God bless. Bye-bye. We would love for you to be a part of our Ultimate Mission family. Please subscribe to our channel, watch our videos, like and share our videos, donate if you would like. Let's work together to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ to the world.